I also want to bring in Bill Cunningham. He is a radio talk show host. If you have heard him in Cincinnati, he's with WLW. He's joining me by phone because, as I said, this is late breaking. Bill, can you hear me?
Ashley, I can. Is everything well now where you are?
Everything's pretty, en fuego, as we like to say in the news business when a story like this breaks, during prime time. This is big news. As I mentioned this word, I'll say it again because I think it bears repeating early and often. This is seismic. The United States president does not have his personal home searched through unannounced by the FBI unless people have crossed every T, dotted every I, and they know exactly what they're looking for. And a federal judge does not sign off on warrants like this unless it's very, very serious. And they have listed very specifically what they're looking for, why they're looking for it, and I'm going to say this as blatant as I can, what crime they believe he has committed, and they've listed it on the warrant. So your thoughts on that, Bill?
We're going to have to see the affidavit exactly what underpins this. But imagine this, Ashley. 3 branches of government. We've had left-wing extremists trying to kill a sitting United States Supreme Court justice. We've had the United States Capitol overrun by right-wing rioters. And now we have the President of the United States and his personal home being, I use the term, ransacked by FBI agents, as your last guest indicated, posing perhaps not as FBI agents. They didn't have markings on them. And so we live in a time right now where at one point the conservative movement was moving toward Ron DeSantis. And I hope the Democrats know that they can't do this to the Trumpster and get away with it. There are people in America right now that want to walk out of their homes, fly their Trump flags, and actually show support for the president. Imagine Vladimir Putin would get rid of his opponents biologically. He would kill them. And now Joe Biden and Merrick Garland wants to kill the leadership of the opposition party politically on the eve of the next election. As you pointed out, in many states, we start voting in like 8 or 9 weeks. This thing's going to metastasize. And I thought there was that rule you talked about, Ashley, about not interfering with an election. What the heck does this do when the president didn't have the right papers in the right drawer and 30 show up at about 9 o'clock in the morning, search for 9.5 hours for evidence of a crime? Are you kidding me? When you submitted an affidavit, and I was a federal law clerk, you would read the affidavit, maybe put someone under oath. I can't imagine, unless O.J. Simpson's murderers, there's evidence of that in that safe. There's no reason to do this. As you know, you have civil actions. You have replevin actions. You have subpoenas that could have been issued. And if there's some dispute the last 6 months, the last thing you want to do is imprison the leader of the opposition party and try the case, by the way, in front of a Washington, D.C. jury. Are you kidding me? They want the Donald to be Bill? Let off in shackles.
You know what? I will say this. This was a comment that former President Trump made. And I'll quote him, such an assault can only take place in third world countries. Sadly, America has become one of those countries. They even broke into my safe. And then he also made comments about Hillary Clinton as well. But I do have to ask you, with what you say, the separation between the branches of government was elucidated with a comment from the White House that said it had not been notified about this. There was no heads up given to the Biden White House about this search. So do you think, well, let me ask the question. Do you think that the White House is lying?
Has the White House ever lied before? What are they doing to parents who go to school board meetings? What are they doing in the state of Idaho? Everywhere I look, I see Joe Biden's administration promising one thing and doing the exact opposite. Do I think Merrick Garland on his own, without the involvement of Joe Biden or Ron Klain, the chief of staff, do something this size? I don't think so. Of course, I'm not going to believe a darn word he says anyway. This reminds me of the Saturday Night Massacre, Archibald Cox and Richardson. This reminds me of a moment in American history. We're going to look back on it. January 6th, man, awful. Trying to assassinate Supreme Court justices, awful. Republican lawmakers shot at a baseball game by that idiot from Illinois. I'm sorry, seismic. But when you go to the president's home, Mar-a-Lago, and for 9.5 hours, you have specific things to find. You can't look for example, a piece of paper. If you're going to look for a piece of paper, you can't seize a car. So they have to go through all the records of this president, including personal communications and those covered by executive privilege. This thing is going to light up the country in ways we're going to forget about what happened with the Inflation Reduction Act, Ashley Banfield. This thing's going to energize the conservative movement like nothing before. The Congress is invaded. Supreme Court justices are hunted down. Now, President Trump is treated like a common criminal. I can't take it anymore.
Bill Cunningham is the host on WLW in Cincinnati, radio host, well listened to. I will say this. It's been said by others that if this doesn't result in some kind of a conviction, that this will make a martyr out of President Trump, and it will, like Bill said, it will energize the Republican base ahead of the midterms and, of course, ahead of 2024 as well. Bill Cunningham, thank you for that. I have to squeeze in a quick break when we come back. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.